You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B-Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench bomb creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Plenty podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, Reverend from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
Hey, man, I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because
this ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on this computer right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter. Tonight, LeBron James. And whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where we think we know everything, but nah, man, we don't know shit. We don't know shit. But today, we do have a guest on who knows a lot of shit. Matter of fact, I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek of who it is. Look at him. Kareem Akbar. Yes, the educated brother from the bank. I bet y'all don't know what movie that's from. But anyway, that's a lookalike of the guest that we have on today. Corey Wootton, defensive end, former defensive end for the Chicago Bears. He is going to join us a little later. Also, he went to Northwestern University, which is like right in Evanston. So it's like we got a double treat. He was in Chicago twice during his career. But anyway, let me bring in my all-star team. First up, my man, the stat man, who knows every single stat from the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. My man, JB.
What up, T?
What up, JB?
Man, I see you with Kareem Akbar, the educated brother from the bank, man. I just hope Pookie don't get slapped again.
Oh, man.
Too soon? Too soon?
Kind of, sort of.
Or
Keep
not.
my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I don't give a damn, man.
Man, I mean, cool. But you know what? I'm team Will Smith though, because I slapped shit out of motherfucker too. If I was married and my wife had a medical condition, I slapped shit out that motherfucker. I don't care where we are. I don't care who you are, black, white, big, tall, whatever. I'm gonna slap you. If I get my ass whooped, I do. But my point is, you're not gonna just stand there and talk about my wife like that. So I mean, I can't even be mad at it. But you know, I guess that's another podcast. Anyway, next up on the All-Star team, my man, Foul Mouth C. Foul Mouth.
What's going on,
man? What's happening, C?
Not much. Hey, y'all over there talking about the light-skinned dude that acted dark-skinned the other day.
You gonna slap a motherfucker too if you in that situation, man.
You know what? I was talking about that situation early on, and I told people that I may get a little flack about it, but you know who I really blame? Jada.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you was
First of all, you've been married to this man for 25 years. You know what your husband gonna do. So you sit up there, you grab him like, hey, baby, this ain't the time. This ain't the time right now. We handle that later on while the commercial's on or something like that. We can address that situation. You don't do it right there in front of the world to watch.
So let me ask you a question then, because in 2016, Chris Rock also said something about Jada Pinkett Smith. So this isn't the first time that he's taken the liberty to take shots at her. Now, how much of that is actually him off the cup, or is that the writers backstage that's writing the stuff and this is what they're presenting? How much blame do they get? You know?
That is true. That is true. I mean, I wouldn't mind him saying the same thing he said after he slapped his ass. If he would have sit up there, he was talking all that shit. He's like, hey, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. If he would have said that early on, you know, before he went up there and slapped the shit out of him, I wouldn't have got mad.
Well, he didn't know that he was going to joke about his wife's medical.
I mean, even after he sit up there and he said it, I wouldn't have mind Will Smith yelling that same vulgar language towards the man. I wouldn't mind him sitting up there saying that. Like, hey, keep my wife's fucking name out your mouth.
Yeah, well,
I really do think
I ain't
that's
got the whole world talking about this goddamn slap, but I do get 1 point up for the light skin though. You had the real dark skin, but I give it up for the light skin though.
I'll say this in conclusion to this because I don't want to spend this ain't the red table.
Hell no, I don't give a shit.
You know, we don't promote that bull. But one of them things is when the negative light gets shown as a whole, but at the same time, you still got to protect your family. You still got to protect where you lay your head.
Yeah.
So both are wrong, but in that, both are right.
Yeah. Bad joke by Chris Rock. Bad reaction by Will Smith.
There it is.
Now,
I am legend. He was on hold then, huh?
On to more pressing news.
Right. Right. So our guest will be in a little bit later, but we might as well go ahead and have a little JB full court press.
Ah, okay.
You just go ahead and I mean, I don't have the graphic. I have to remake the graphic, but
oh man, I don't get my shine.
Man, we don't have the graphic. We have little technical difficulties.
No problem, no problem.
But do that.
Well, I'll say this. So it'll be real short and sweet, but I want to invite everybody into the conversation because right now, as presently constructed, our Chicago Bulls are fleeting, right? They're in the 5th seed. If I'm not mistaken, Chris, can you check? Are they still losing right now to Washington?
No, they're winning.
They're winning.
That game about over with, man. They double digits.
Okay, so they'll go ahead and win this game, which means they'll be one full game ahead of the Toronto Raptors and one game and a half up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, of which I think there's like 7 games left. So
something like that. I got something for you, JB, though. The minute you done, though, I got something for you.
No, so I was going to say, as the Bulls are presently constructed right now, 4 versus 5, they play Boston, right? They fall to 6. They play Philly. And we know Joel Embiid is like 12-0 against the Bulls. So do you want to stay against a red-hot Boston team who's only a half game out of first place? Or do you want to fall and play Joel Embiid? Or God forbid, do you want to play the Bucks? So we in some hot water in this 5th. From 5 through 6, Bulls might be making a first-round exit.
Yeah, well, we got a dumbass coach and a ball hog, so I don't know.
Yeah, and the problem I see moving forward. Now, am I ever going to be naive to say Lonzo Ball was not important? No, but who knew he was that important? Because it seems like when Lonzo was on the court, he gets the ball moving in a sense where DeMar can't demand all the shots. You see what I'm saying? And that is telling. And it's almost like Billy Donovan doesn't have the balls to sit up here and tell DeMar, boy, stop shooting.
He got no mobbers.
Right. So
no mobbers.
It's like I'm watching the other day and I watched the Cleveland game and I'm like, wow, see what happens when they move the ball? See what happens when they hit the passing lanes? See what happens when they get the 50-50 balls? Then the next 2, here we go again. Like, it's like it's like the song on a jukebox you didn't mean to play on repeat.
You know what's so that's so crazy because our friend of the show, Kendall Gill, was actually on yesterday doing the Bears after show or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, he said in so many
words. You talking about him and Jason Goff, right?
Yeah, him and Jason Goff. Yeah, he was saying in so many words that they need to move the damn ball. DeMar needs to give up some of that ball handling duty and move the ball. They only had 16 assists last night against the fucking Knicks.
It's the Knicks, guys. The Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah.
Knicks, who not even gonna make the playoffs. Like,
now, what I wanted to tell you, JB, speaking of Boston, some funny shit.
Oh, you talking about Robert Williams?
No.
Oh, what?
Boston basically played Marcus Smart and a bunch of bench players.
Really?
Against Toronto yesterday.
So they're trying to stay in that 4th seed.
No, it's not that. What is going on in Toronto right now?
Oh, right. They can't play because of COVID. They got a lot of players that can't play in Toronto. Yep, I forgot about that.
That becomes very interesting.
Yes. So for those that don't know, Toronto is a country. They're not a part of the United States. They're a part of North America. So their COVID mandate states that if you're not vaccinated, you can't.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Toronto is a country.
I mean, not Toronto, Canada.
I was about to say
is a country.
When did this happen?
Their rule is different than the United States of America rule.
Yeah.
So what is their rule?
Play. So you just picture Toronto has to play Boston.
Then 4 people can't play. Well, one of them can't play anyway because he just tore his meniscus. But then
you got Tatum
and Brown. And then, what's the name? Can't play. What's the name? Can't play either. The point guard that they had just picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of his name right now.
What is their rule?
If you're not vaccinated, you can't even come across the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even step foot in the country if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So that's good point. They're trying to avoid. So right now that 3-6 matchup would be Toronto. I'm sorry, that 3-6 matchup would be Milwaukee and Cleveland. The 2-7 matchup would be it would be
stupid.
it would be Philly and Toronto. So I don't know who on Philly is not vaccinated, but
hi, Mom.
That might be an issue.
Your mama on here?
She said she watching. I still ain't set her up, but she can comment. She just texted me talking about mommy's watching.
My mama don't never watch this. I'm jealous. All right, so can we table the basketball talk? Let's talk some football a little bit. So
we can, but something's very telling though, because think of it like this too. Something else we didn't think about. If Brooklyn gets into that playing game, Kyrie still can't play in Toronto.
Okay.
So it's all messed up, man. It's all messed up. Like everybody wishes Toronto was like the 12th seed, so nobody would have to even worry about seeing them.
Shit is dread, man. Truly
dread.
dread.
So let's table that. Let's talk about some football, man. So the Bears got some new pieces. They got rid of some pieces. They're gonna have a brand new defense. Because that was the defense that we were actually having success with. What do you all think about these new pieces, man? Like the boy from the Colts, Al Qadim Muhammad, or wasn't that? I don't remember what his name was. Like Al Qadim or something.
We call him AQ.
What do you Juice? So we got him. We got the dude Justin Jones from the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we got some new pieces. Not sexy names. Not anything sexy. But solid.
Man.
Damn! Don't everybody speak at once.
Okay, so okay.
Shit.
Ryan Poles told us from day one this was not going to be an overnight process. The second thing he said was he was going after second and third tier free agents to build some depth, right? Get rid of some old players, get rid of some contracts. Now, has he wowed us at any point yet? No, I would think maybe I'll get you guys' opinion on this. The two offensive linemen might be the wow players that he's gotten, with a close second being Larry O, but only because he didn't pass his physical, we don't have him. So maybe we can get excited about a team that could be like a try-hard team, because like I said, you don't have that impactful name. Like AQ and Jones are not Khalil Mack. Like put them together and they're not Khalil Mack. So, and then what's our boy name? Travis Gibson. Like I don't even know. Like is he playing behind Quinn now? Like it's still some questions that are not answered yet. But moving into free agency, there's still some more questions, because when you have that second, which we're almost done with in third round, you got guys like Bobby Wagner on the free agent list right now that's only looking for a 1-year deal for $11 million. Could you use a Bobby Wagner this year? You could. Is he going to break the bank? A little bit.
We're going to try to break.
Yeah, 1 year, $11 million is probably a little too high. A little too high of an asking price, asking point for him. But next week, that $11 million might drop to $7 million, and you might be like, Bobby, we can talk. But you got to make it enticing. He's not going to come here 1 year to lose. He's not going to come here 1 year for a rebuild. Yeah. He probably wants to go somewhere where he can catch lightning in a bottle and probably get to that thing at the end of the year.
Yeah. To answer Frank's question, Frank.
I didn't see. What was it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, they very much still interested in him. They're just trying. I guess they're trying to wait to see if he can fully heal. And once he goes to the evaluation, they may be able to bring that offer back to the table. They haven't
Well,
ruled it
not
out.
that one, Chris, because remember their money has dipped now since that original offer.
Oh yeah, well I don't think he's gonna get the same offer,
Yeah,
but they're gonna offer him
considerably
something.
less. It'll be considerably less. Matter of fact, hell, he might be on a 1-year proven deal because heavy guy, 3 technique. His foot is his explosion. You know what I'm saying?
Damn sure got to trade Foles, get his ass up out.
Absolutely.
Guys, Supreme Walker, you hit the nail on the head. Let's talk about that. Because right now, if we get rid of him, do y'all know we can get an additional $8 million if we trade him? If we just cut him, we only get 2 and some change. Like, I'd be calling like, man, I'll throw in some Rolls Royce. I'll throw in, Playboy subscription, whatever.
I read somewhere that Ryan Foles said that's like one of his priorities to trade Nick Foles.
Yeah, but he got to get somebody interested. See, that's the thing. If you look around the league right now,
yeah, I know.
Where just think about it. Where would a Nick Foles go right now where he would actually probably be needed? I can think of only one place. Seattle, because their quarterback right now is Drew Lock.
Well, the way I feel about it, I feel like how the coach was on the Water Boy.
How about Detroit?
Are you taking Nick Foles over Jared Goff right now?
Yeah. yes, I would. Yes, I would. Jared Goff is terrible.
But why? You can draft Kenny Pickett. You can draft Matt Corral. You can draft.
We wasn't necessarily talking about drafting a quarterback, but yeah, I mean, if you throw that in there, then no, I don't need to get Nick Foles.
This is the way I feel about Nick Foles. Same way the coach on Waterboy sit up there and said, "Get his country ass up out of here." Get his ass up out of here. I don't care, man. We'll help pack his shit.
So, in a case of White Claw, I feel you, Frank. But, right, he was, John. So, we were talking about that too. So, obviously compensation, right? We looking at what? Maybe a 6, possibly a 7.
Texans would be I like what Cool Kenny said. Texans would be a good because they got Davis Mills, so they probably need a veteran anyway.
Who's their coach?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Shit.
Lovie Smith. He ain't gonna do the Bears no favors.
Absolutely not.
If he want to keep his damn job, he may want to.
Hey, Davis Mills played actually pretty good for a rookie backup last year. No. We can't trade for Baker. Like we just got Trevor Siemian, so there's no need to. Oh, you're talking about another team, John, would trade. Okay, that makes more sense. I could honestly, call me crazy, but Jameis Winston is not 100%, right? You got that whole Taysom Hill, whatever going on down there. I would ask New Orleans for a 6 or a 7.
I don't know. I think they got probably too much money tied up in quarterbacks.
but neither one of them. Jameis Winston's on a friendly deal. You know they're gonna get rid of Taysom Hill soon because that was a Sean Payton guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, his days are numbered. Trust me.
Oh, there you go. They went and signed out. Yeah, that's right. They got Andy Dalton. They took our other QB.
Yeah, they got Andy Dalton.
Well, there goes that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much for that, man.
So it's not like
I hope Lovey is interested in Eddie Jackson. Please take him. Take him, please.
Well, Frank, if that's the case, I'd make that deal now before he changes his mind.
I will pay his plane ticket. I will pay.
Notice, it's some Bears safeties that got some nice cushy jobs out there. Deion Bush just signed with the Chiefs. Yeah. Like, it's some former Bears out there making,
Deion Bush was he was like a bum.
Was he?
Yes. Deion Bush was a bum, dog. He was a bum.
No, I can't call him a bum.
I certainly think so. But I mean,
I just thought about it. There is another team that I personally think Foles could go to. Because remember, their backup just went to Atlanta. What about the Raiders? That's a Nick Foles type-ish offense, right?
Who you say?
The Raiders, because Marcus Mariota is now the starting quarterback in Atlanta.
I mean, he could. I mean, I could see him in the silver and black.
I can see him backing up Carr.
Traditional 3 wide receiver set, Josh Jacobs at running back, prominent tight end Darren Waller.
Yes, he does, Cool Kennedy. He does drop picks, damn it.
Boom. He's a bum.
Well, have you guys been reading like articles? Because now they're coming out with things talking about they're attacking. I want to say they're probably attacking Ryan Poles a little bit.
I did see that.
Because the whole thing is about getting Justin some weapons to see what Justin can sit up there and do. And so far, he hasn't done a good job on that, which us a couple weeks ago, hell, maybe even a month ago when we were talking about this and we were talking about a possible blow up, that the reason why we'll blow up is try to get all these offensive people in to, upgrade the offense to see what we really have in Justin Fields. And right now, we depleting the defense, but not to really get anything going offensively to help the kids. So I don't know. I hope Ryan Poles got something up his damn sleeve.
John, yes, he does. Yes, they do. What is the information on it's I know, forget about Cam Newton, but what's the other boy's name? Sam Darnold. What's the information on Sam Darnold? Is he a free agent?
He's ass. That's the information on him.
Well, I'm saying John just said Carolina needs a quarterback, but I read that they're also in the market of possibly drafting one too.
Oh, you're going to see a lot of them teams draft quarterbacks. They may not be as high as we're normally used to, but there will be some quarterbacks drafted.
I read something. So that whole polls, I wish we could pull it up. Maybe next week we'll be able to pull that up on the screen, T.
What's that?
So there was a beat writer of some sort that kind of gave like a rundown on Ryan Poles, and it was kind of one-sided, kind of biased, but when it broke it down, right, it literally kind of like made you think about the deficiencies. Was well written, had some defensive players that were picked up, free agents that were picked up, drafted, picked up, and it's kind of looking like the people that he's placing in place, like it's almost like we getting the bad news Bears. And it just was kind of telling. And then he made a comment about getting a change of pace back, which just tells me he doesn't believe in Montgomery, right? Then
I read that too, but I think they think that David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are sort of the same type of running back, so they want a more speedy.
But they're not.
Back.
They couldn't be more different.
Well, I mean, they sort of are.
First of all, Monty, first tackle usually breaks it.
Yeah.
He's a between the tackles, right at the middle guard. If you watch Herbert's got more of a burst. He's faster, and Herbert hit that outside a lot more. So to me, those are two totally different backs. Now, what they'd like to do is put them both together, but then you get Jonathan Taylor, of which we don't have.
Yeah, well, the thing is this: Herbert, he is the faster of the two backs. He's still a power back, though. They don't have that real elusive back. Like Monty will sit up there and shake you or whatnot, but they don't have that scat back like how they have with a Tariq Cohen, or sometimes when they line a Kareem Grant in the backfield. Guys that's just got that world-class speed that can get the hell up out of there. That's what they're looking for, because basically they look at Monty and Herbert as pound them backs, big physical backs, which Herbert does have the more speed, but Monty breaks more tackles, and also He can do more from out the backfield. He can fucking catch. Herbert can't catch shit.
Absolutely, and we just signed somebody too, y'all.
We signed somebody. The Bears signed somebody?
What's the running back that we picked up a couple of weeks ago? I can't even
running back?
Yeah, we picked up a running back.
I don't think he was a really known name.
Yeah, he wasn't, but I'm just saying.
Must not be. No,
I'm not saying he was a game changer, but we picked up a third running back, and we picked up a fullback, which lets me know.
Yeah, we got the fullback.
Last game.
So that lets me know that we're probably going to do a little bit more of that traditional power running game a little bit. So to have that zone run scheme, you do need a faster back.
Yeah.
You do. To do that zone read, you need fast linemen too. They got to be more agile. They got to get up out of there, right? So Evans, thank you.
Who is Evans?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's getting these second and third tier guys, and we just like, who? And
Darrington Evans. Okay, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn. I mean,
he ain't second tier.
We got all these damn cheap ass damn players. Shit, we gonna have $1 billion in free agency next year.
That's third or fourth tier. That ain't second and third.
And that's even I'm trying to be nice because
that fucker playing flag football with us.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy,
yeah, we need him on Evil Empire. Come on,
man. I don't want nobody who can't catch.
He probably can't catch shit.
But that's just kind of, to me, that's kind of telling. So some people look at it as, man, this kid doesn't know what he's doing. Did we actually, get another Pace, another Angelo, another Emery? Like, is this the same guy just in a different skin? What are we really doing? Of course, it's still too early to tell, but the critics are not wrong when they say, man, he's really been very underwhelming, with the exception of the guy from Green Bay, the center. That's the only one. That's the only one. And Frank, a Tariq Cohen type of guy, cool. But that same Tariq Cohen type of guy wasn't fitting on this team anyway. He really wasn't.
That's true. We got to find somebody. We got to. I can't wait till once the draft is over with. Then you're gonna see teams tend to cut other players, veteran players, to make more room. And I think that's what he's gonna try to attack then too, is because this season right here look like this shit is down the damn drain, man. Unless
it definitely is. It definitely is.
Some shocking shit happen. Unless guys that's just out there, like you said, to prove it. And one thing that I do be conscious of when we have GMs or players that used to be, well, I should say, people in the front office that used to be players, depending on the type of player that they were when they came into the league, where they might start sitting up there visualizing pain and getting guys that would sort of remind them of themselves when they were playing. Like Ryan Poles.
Give the long shot a chance.
Exactly. Like he
I'm
wasn't
not mad at that.
I'm
not mad at that. But
I'm not either. But shit, when it comes down to fucking winning, I want something more than, what I'm saying, hey, let's get this guy out the damn blue a fucking chance.
So again,
Daniels.
And he does want him nasty though. I know that. He does want nasty.
Yeah, he wants some nasty. James Daniels he's a nice guy.
He wasn't nasty, but again, like, is anybody upset that James Daniels is gone?
Nah.
I don't think we saw the best of James Daniels. I think
he was better at center.
Well, he didn't like to call out. He didn't like to call out the different blitzes and stuff, and the different protections.
Yeah, young dude, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like. He was a young cat,
and he wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think he was coached up. I don't think he was coached up enough.
No, not at all.
You cannot tell me, knowing ball like I do, putting James Daniels at center last year was not better than Mustafa. You cannot tell me it wasn't. And anybody, Ryan Pace, jerk face that's gone, our former coach's name, who I Matt Nagy, I didn't really want to say his name. Like, he's just an idiot. Okay? Because
you get rid of Harry Henstead, or whatever the hell his name was, the Notre Dame offensive line coach that's been revered throughout the league and in college.
College, right, I'm about to say pros and college. Like, come on, man. Like, and then Mustafa.
That's the wise, coach. Those are the wise.
But the one thing that I say this, and mark my words, when we look at the offensive line this year, You don't really have the weapons to go with Mooney to open it up. Like, we're not going to be KC, y'all. We're not.
Nah, not at all.
But don't be surprised if you do more of a ball-controlled set. Justin is only throwing the ball 16 to 22 times, and we got Monty and them 20-plus rushes.
Well, that's why he wants the nasties. That's why.
But I'm just saying, don't be surprised. So we look for Justin to take that jump year 2. We might be looking year 3.
I mean,
it's just not in place right now.
Will he take that much of a jump? Will he take that much of a jump if we're going to go to mostly a running game? We got.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like they're making the running game to either protect or hide Justin, in my opinion, which is weird because if you have a chance to get him some dynamic outside help, why wouldn't you?
I want to ask all our people in the comments section, everybody that's watching. Got a question. With the 39th pick, who do you want? Leave them in the comments. Let us know who you want at the 39th pick, which is the Bears' first pick in the second round. Their first pick in the draft. Let us know who you want. Do you want them to go offensive lineman? Do you want them to go receiver? Do you want them to go defense? Let us know.
I'll do you one better, see. Why don't we put a link in the chat? And if one of those wants to come on and tell us, let's talk about it.
Even better. This is your chance. We want to see them faces with them names. So,
because I'm, for one, still not sold. I saw another fake article, not fake, but another like rumor today that the Bears might package both second-round picks for DK Metcalf. And I'm like, Seattle ain't going for that.
No.
Knowing they're going to lose them anyway next year, they want a number 1 pick this year.
I mean,
and lose them for free next year.
Yeah, and then on top of it, if you're going to do that, then you might as well be talking to him about signing him long-term. And how much is the DK Metcalf really worth? You know, Ryan Pace don't like to overspend.
Well, next year.
I mean, Pose. I'm sorry, not Pace. Pose.
So wait. So next year, I think will not be a true measure of what DK will be worth. And that's because now their quarterback situation is so terrible, he don't have nobody to get him the ball. So his numbers might dip.
Yeah.
He didn't even have 1,000 yards. Like, he had 12 touchdowns, but he didn't even have 1,000 yards last year because, remember, Russ got hurt. And I think, what did Russ miss? Like 4 or 5 games? Something like that? 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And DK didn't even have 1,000 yards. The year before that, he had 1,300 yards. I think like 70-something catches, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, something like that. And last year, he had like 900-some yards, 12 touchdowns. But now this year, you don't have a quarterback to get him the ball. So his numbers suffer, which means going into free agency, his market's not going to be that 21, 22.
Yeah, it's not going to be as high.
It's not going to be as high, which could benefit us if we approach it right.
True. That's very true.
Like, if you really feel that that's the guy you want, Lovie Smith did this a long time ago, guys. One of my favorite Bears, Julius Peppers. He flew down to Carolina, went to that man's house like, hey, I'm not leaving till you sign this contract.
Wow. How did you get that story?
It's an old story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's
about as old as like Buffalo. It's about as old as Buffalo kidnapping Mario Williams.
Mario Williams, remember that?
Kidnapped
Yeah,
his ass.
I remember that.
Y'all ain't leaving this motherfucker.
Because remember, Houston was like, yeah, man, we want you. Come on back. No.
Yeah.
They got me, coach. They got me.
Bills Mafia got his ass.
Got him.
So anybody in the chat, if you want to come in, you want to speak your piece, I did put the link. I put the link in the comments so y'all can jump in and
please, because we want to break this down.
I'm gonna call some guys out: John, Frank, Cool Kennedy, Devin, all these people that were commenting in the comment section. Feel free to come on. You know, we can sit up here, we can talk some sports. We want to hear your ideas too. We want to hear how you can make the Chicago Bears better. What you want to see Ryan Poles do.
Definitely don't want anyone putting on pads thinking you'll go play football.
I'd like to hear from our art director, JG, in the house.
JG in the house.
What's up, JG?
JG need to come on and spit a little something. You know, our art director, he makes the fly promos, y'all. So let's get it. While we still waiting, We still waiting for our guests.
We
you know
still waiting on
people get these expensive dinner dates and forget about us.
The brother from the bank, the educated brother from the bank.
Oh yeah, it's twin, huh?
So let's continue, guys. So I want to move back to the other side of the ball. So what are we doing in the secondary? Because again, I still don't have a wide cornerback number 2, and I still don't have a strong safety.
What?
I don't. Yeah.
What?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
I love it. I love it. Samuel L. Come on the show, Sam. We'll make a show just for you. Love it.
Yeah, Sam.
Oh, just as a side note, have you all seen those new Capital One commercials with Sam Charles and Spike?
The March Madness ones?
Those hilarious, man.
What do you call them? The Fighting Sams?
Hey, you know what? We got one of our guys from the chat. He gonna come in and talk a little bit of shit with us. So I'm about to bring him in right now. My man, Cool K.
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up?
Hey, welcome back.
How y'all feeling tonight, man?
Man, love.
Oh, good.
Hey, before we get into the Bears talk,
yeah,
man, when you dropping again, bro?
Man, I've been working with a lot of artists on the back end, doing a lot of production, ghost production, collaboration.
My man.
Been doing some video editing. So this season right now is a lot of back stage, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, you know.
Yeah,
we're gonna support you, bro. We gonna support you
for sure. I'll probably like late in the summer, I'll probably drop another beat tape. I got a few projects releasing with some artists, and we'll get ready. I'll let y'all know.
That's what's up. Love.
All right, that's dope.
So what you thinking? What side of the ball you want to attack? And I don't like our special teams right now. Where's Jakeem Grant?
And that's the thing. That's why I think they're gonna draft 2 wide receivers, because you're gonna need one of those receivers, or say, they got that third back, like you said. Who was he? I don't know. He might be something he came off the injury. So he got an injury last year that they just want to add depth and they want to see what's going on. Maybe he could return some if he's 100%. But I think they're gonna draft. Pose is a draft scout, so I'm not gonna sleep on. He's only working with so much this year. He's got to project to next year. They're gonna have money next year. They're gonna have a lot of money next year, and it's like I think he's looking ahead he's doing what he can, and then developing for next year, man. I can't get mad at what he's got so far, man. It's working with nothing.
Yeah,
it's working with nothing, and it's like I see him first round or first pick of the second round. He got to go wide receiver. The second pick or the third pick.
You got your eye on though, Cool, because like some of those guys are gonna be gone, man. Like Williams, Olave, Drake London, like those guys are gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think where they're gonna be at is gonna be the best receiver on the board might be George Pickens. Or
I'm scared of George Pickens, man.
George Pickens, man, he looked elite, bro. And
that's Carl Pickens' son, right? The old Cincinnati Bengal.
And you look, see, that's the type of players you need, man. You
got
need somebody,
genes, right?
He got support too. Like you got somebody who could be in his ear, who knows it. Like I like George Pickens. I like Mechie. I always like Mechie. They had a good.
He hurt, though. He kind of.
And that's the thing, like. Like you said,
we're gonna do it. Let's get the big receiver.
Yeah, Sky Moore look nice. Like he might could play a slot.
Oh, you talking? Is that buddy from Cincinnati?
No, he's from Western Michigan.
Well, okay, I don't think. Well, no, we know about David Bell, Frank. But I was wondering, like, do you all think Jahan Dotson will be gone?
He might be, but maybe not.
Because he would be.
Yeah, but he's still on that short end. He'll handle some special teams though with us, but I think you can sit back and get a special teams guy
later.
Yeah,
well, we got Dez though.
See, if
Dez is gonna be our special teams guy.
Yeah, if you're looking for size, that's what I'm saying. Pickens 6'3".
Yeah,
he run a 4.47.
I like Watson.
Watson is 6'5", on a 4.3.
Dakota,
On a 4.3.
Dakota State, yeah.
On a 4.3.
But see, like I said again, like Watson to me, we have him on the team right now with St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got that guy right now. So do we get another one of those and pray to God at his ceiling he's Alshon Jeffrey? Because he damn sure ain't gonna be Calvin Johnson. Not right now.
What did St. Brown run? What did he run a 4.3?
He ran a 4.4. So
St. Brown ran a 4.48.
Yeah, he's a 4.4 guy as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I'm looking at is when you have a quarterback that you really, really need to get a route runner with him to make his job a little easier, especially like safe throws, quick slants, whip routes, box ends. When you have that, like, because right now Mooney is he's the all world right now. But eventually they're gonna lock him up. Then what? I'm still not sold on Cole Kmet. If he don't show me this year, I'm like, that's another waste.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get
a lot of people are. They love Cole Kmet.
I wanted the 6'5" guy over there in Pittsburgh. That's their damn wide receiver now. That's what the hell I wanted.
Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Both from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Picked the wrong Notre Dame guy.
But I don't know. But cool. I think I'm with you. Like if we get that receiver now, if George is available, I'm not against it. But where does that put him as far as Byron Pringle? He's gonna sit.
You think about it, we still got to have Cam. You got a whole new season you got a new coaching staff that don't know nothing about anybody in front of their eyes. So once camp starts, you might have somebody you thought was going to start sit. You don't know. Like
sometimes, but I watched the all 22 of Pringle, and then what their report on Pringle was, they actually think Pringle gonna be a player.
He makes sense. He makes sense at number 2.
At number 2, thank you.
Makes sense.
Right here. I was
sense.
thinking at number 2.
Yeah, but are you gonna put him on the outside?
I would think he plays slot. Honestly.
Because my thing is this: how tall is Pringle?
6'1".
6'1". We had one.
Yeah, he's not super tall, but
and you got Mooney. Mooney like what? 5'11"?
5'11".
Yeah.
He really 5'10".
Yeah,
5'9", 5'10".
Yeah.
So then you got to think about it. You got to have some big bodies, and then also what we got to tend to focus in on is also that Luke Getsy is the offensive coordinator. And when you look at the Packers wide receivers, there were some big motherfuckers. You had Valdez Scanning. He was like 6'4", 6'5".
He's 6'4".
Brown 6'4", 6'5".
Adam 6'3". Yeah.
How tall was Devontae Adams? Like what? 6'2", 6'3".
Yep.
You know, the only short guy they had was
just from that. I'm thinking he likes size, so he's gonna. The Luke Getsy. I'm thinking he likes size, so he's definitely
probably does.
Look at his
balls,
guy.
but yeah.
And that's fine. That's fine, but again, I'm looking at Getsy. He's a quarterback's coach. Never called plays before. Never designed a playbook before. Like all this is new. Like we literally are going to be finding out. This might be the most important
big tight ends with brick hands
training camp that we've ever had.
Yeah,
they all have brick hands.
Hey, I want to see Jesper Horsted get his chance, man.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't have brick hands.
Yeah.
I like him. I like
damn Kmet dude though, boy.
Him and Fields have a really good rapport, especially in the red zone. I think that's telling. I think that's key.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, guys. Like, you spend a second round pick on Kmet. I don't see it.
And think about it. This is the first year we're gonna see Fields knowing he's the starter. So think about the debacle that happened last year. Like you didn't give him a chance. You know what I mean? Like he had the best chemistry with the third and second string. Like what was he gonna do? You know what I mean? Like only one receiver stayed after him. Who was it? Was it Mooney? Or who stayed up? Mooney stayed with him.
Well, Daz, because technically Daz did. Daz Newsom.
Or the other guy that was in the preseason that was making all the damn plays, and we thought that he
was from Indianapolis, right?
Who? Rodney
Adams.
Rodney Adams.
I think he came from the Colts practice squad at that time.
Yeah,
got him. But
he was looking good, man, because they had the chemistry. And think about this year, they're gonna have chemistry with the starters.
56 though.
Yeah. He had a big drop in the game when they played him, right? He had one big drop when they started.
He did. Yeah, he did.
What was that?
Yeah, he did.
It was again. The first game he got in, man. It was right to him, and he just dropped it.
Who the fuck was that?
The fucking nerves, man. Yeah. And then, like I said, and I also want to see Jesper get his chance because you got Cole Kmet, he got stone hands, and he's stiff. I call him Big Stiffy. Pause. I call him Big Stiffy because that motherfucker stiff as shit, man.
I wouldn't even say that.
So check it out. Would I be disrespectful in calling Cole Kmet today Adam Shaheen 2.0?
No.
You ain't far off.
And Shaheen fit better in Miami.
He actually caught a couple touchdowns down there.
He fit better in Miami.
It's like that double tight end set. Yeah.
Yep.
So what about defense?
Yeah, what about defense, Cool?
Man, it's got to be a cornerback. What else?
Well, wait. Third round?
How I was looking at was a dude from Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Let me look. Oh man, dude from Mississippi though. Mississippi State, I think. Mississippi State was the cornerback I was looking at.
Okay, because
who you feeling? Who you feeling like?
Steelers. It was the Steelers game.
The Steelers game. That's what he did. Oh, that was the only game he came up, right?
I think that was.
Yeah. Yeah, he did drop one. Fuck, I remember that.
And it was like, bro, if he would have made it, they would have played him some more.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta take advantage of them opportunities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What Brandon said last week?
But I'm trying to think, like, do they go, even if they go receiver with that 39th pick, with that second round pick, are they gonna go O-lineman or are they gonna go defense?
Well, to me, they can't go O-line because you just addressed 3 O-linemen in free agency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of
kind of overkill to do it again.
Yeah, but none of my tackles. That's the thing. And
from
the reports that we getting, not to say that they're completely accurate, but it sounds like they don't want to start Bourne and Jenkins together.
Mm-hmm.
At least not at the tackle spots. So that might be a problem there. So they might have to go tackle because all the other guys are either centers and guards.
His last 4 games.
That's who it was.
Last 4 games, he did not give up a sack.
True.
So he's Tevin Jenkins started, and he's nasty too. We talked about nastiness. He's
both
nasty.
of them are nasty, actually.
And Bourne, to me, I like Bourne. I like him
I think
too. You got something there.
Frank the Tank.
But there was a guy, so I don't have my notes in front of me, my draft notes, but I have a guy out of Sam Houston State, of which I said on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I read that the Bears are actually looking at him. Sam Houston State, let me get his name real quick.
Welcome, Frank.
Frank the Tank.
What's going
What's up,
on,
Big
man?
Frank?
What's good, bro?
Ripping on my Komet, man. You guys got to keep ripping on my Cole Komet, huh?
Hold on, Frank. I'm going to get to you that in a minute.
Can you guys hear me?
I'll get to you that in a minute.
He can't catch.
Okay.
The man's name is Zion McCullum. Check him out.
McCullum. I heard of him, yeah.
I don't know if you watched the draft, right?
Damn, bullets on it, huh? Bullets says Zion. Yeah, bullets on it.
That was my sleeper pick because he's got the size, he's long as hell, and he's got the speed of which if you look at Jalen Johnson, you want them to be interchangeable now because remember last year Sean Desai's fatal flaw, and I'll say it again like I said it last time, he shut Devontae Adams down the first half. We all saw it. We all saw it. The minute he stopped chasing him and kept him to one side, man, he ate Vildor for lunch, man.
Yep.
Who didn't eat Vildor for lunch?
I'm trying to tell you shit.
Who didn't?
I'm just saying,
God.
we knew that we have a true one, in my opinion, with Jalen Johnson. why not get another number one and just play them off of each other? Watch for that name, Zion McCollum. And watch for my boy Lewis Sin out of Georgia.
Would you be mad if they went safety as opposed to cornerback?
I don't know if he's gonna be there.
I wouldn't be if you get Jaquan Brisker, Lewis Sin. I think Kyle Hamilton will probably be gone. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I hear he going.
He's like a unicorn. So
what about Brian Cook from Cincinnati?
I like Cook, but see, I was wondering because remember it was Cook, Kobe Bryant, and it was Sauce. So like I don't know if that was just like the greatest chemistry ever. How they gonna do individually, I don't know. I like Cook though because first of all,
he can hit.
I was about to say he ain't afraid to stick his nose in there.
He'll blow you up.
He's a true strong safety.
Yep.
I like if he's available with one of the other guys. Yes, well, I like another guy too. Dax Hill. That's Chris's guy out of Michigan. If he's available.
Hey, Dax Hill is athletic as fuck.
He's like Jabril Peppers on steroids, in my opinion.
Yeah. And he come up and lay the wood.
Frank, are you in the bathroom, man? Your sound sounds a little echoed.
No. 3 seasons room. Am I echoing a little bit?
Now you sound okay. You sound a little garbled.
This is my first time doing it.
What's cool, K?
This is my first time doing it on my laptop, so that might be one.
Yeah, it sounded a little.
Do I really sound like crap?
It does sound like crap.
Be honest.
It sound like computer love.
This is my first time doing it on my laptop. Yeah, that's exactly what it is right there. I'm usually doing it on my damn phone. So first time I do it on my damn computer.
Yeah, it sounds like
cool
computer
K,
love.
Phone crash. Cool K, phone crash.
Yeah, it's phone crash.
So check it out. I want to shout out Bullets. Bullets, if you want to, man, come on the show.
Yeah, come on, Bullets.
Because he was right about Zion and everything. Like me and that man are right here. But he also said something really telling too. He did say that isn't injury prone like Adam Shaheen is, but he does seem soft. And that's what I want to segue into you, Frank. Oh well, now Frank's gone.
Yeah, Frank's gone.
Yeah,
like, put Bullets last. Put Bullets. Yep. Hey, Frank sound like computer love.
So I got a question.
Pokemon is kind of soft, man. He kind of soft and he can't catch.
Yeah, I told you, big stiffy, man. The motherfucker's stiff, man.
And then, okay.
Wait, but hold on. Let's table this because now we have our guest that we've been waiting for, and I kind of want to kick it off with a little video, if I could. Here we go, right here, man. This clip right here tells a big story, so let's go ahead and play it. Oh my God. Yes, man. Yes. He put our favorite quarterback on his ass. He was eating grass. But man, let's bring him in. 2-time Chicago Northwestern University and Chicago Bears, Mr. Corey Wootton.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up, C?
hey. So I got a question for you guys. I did one of those IG reels, right? Of you do something and then you do it who you look like or who people think you look like. I did I'll Be Sure, but a lot of people say Christopher Williams. What do y'all think?
Well, he about to show you.
Oh man!
Look at him. Kareem Akbar The educated brother from the bank.
Right. Man, that's what everybody says, man. I can't tell you how many times older black ladies always say that. You like dude from New Jack City, Christopher Williams. I'm dreaming. I said, oh God.
This shit bigger than Nino Brown.
And wait, the crazy part is Al B. Sure and Christopher Williams, aren't they like cousins or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They kinfolk somehow.
You will fit right
Hey, man, I want to say thank you for sacking Brett Favre that goddamn time. You almost brought a fucking tear to my eye. I hate that son of a bitch. He been kicking our ass since I was a fucking shorty. I'm so glad you hurt his ass. I don't like people to get hurt, but I'm glad you did it, goddamn it.
Man, every Bears fan always says that, and you never want anyone to get hurt, but having a sack against Brett Favre, my first sack at that was amazing. But let me ask you guys this question, right? Who do you hate worse, Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Fucking Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Now hesitation, Rodgers, because that little pissant, he got like a little fucking smirk about. I just hate that little arrogant ass little prick.
And he owns stock in Chicago. He owns stock. He said he owns us.
You know what? I'm gonna go against the grain. I think I actually hate Brett Favre a little bit more. I really do. And I'll tell you why. Coming up as a shorty, like Brett Favre could do no wrong. At least I hear them talk shit about Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre could do no wrong in the public side. Like the man was taking pills and they were still like, oh, he's Brett Favre. Like, nah. And then I'd lose to him on Madden and all that crap. Nah, man, skip Brett Favre. Take my ball, he'd mess up my undefeated season. Nah, man, skip Brett Favre. Man.
It's Rodgers for me, man.
What about you, see? Like, because technically we ain't had a break for what? Damn near 30 years.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say straight off the bat, in my opinion, I think Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. Obviously Tom Brady is the GOAT because of the rings, but I'm talking about talent. And if you polled 99% of guys, they're more afraid to pay Aaron Rodgers than they are Tom Brady. And that's facts right there. Because of what he can do outside the pocket, how he can complete passes, what he's done with no run game for years. They had a banged up O-line. Bro, Aaron Rodgers touchdown interception ratio, unbelievable. Like,
yeah. That's why I hate him
you
more.
can't take nothing.
Because that's something he don't throw picks.
That's what I'm gonna say.
He doesn't throw the damn ball. That son of a bitch will not throw you a goddamn pick.
Now Brett Favre, on the other hand, he's one of the most intercepted quarterbacks in the history.
I think I picked his ass.
He would definitely. He would definitely give you one. Definitely.
Yeah, he will. So Corey, how's everything going, man? How's everything been? Do you keep up with the Bears?
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you froze.
Oh, he froze.
If you turn it sideways, maybe it'll.
All right, there we go. That's better. I can hear you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just kind of going in and out a little bit. Yeah.
No, I was asking, do you keep up with the Bears? Like, who's the team that you watch the most now?
Yeah, definitely the Bears, just because I cover them on Fox with my boy Gabe. So always keeping up with the Bears. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't do Bears Unleashed last year. I don't know for whatever reason. They were missing the intros or something, but I gotta get back to that. I follow the Bears. And then I like watching the Chiefs too. Just because I live out in St. Louis now, and then the Rams aren't out here, so Kansas City's probably the most broadcasted team out here.
Mm. You live in St. Louis now?
Yeah, I live in St. Louis, so my wife's from there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've been out here for a minute. The cost of living is pretty nice over here, and it's good to be around one of our families. I'm from Jersey.
About that.
I already know how it is in Jersey.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm done with that.
Yeah, but it's always nice to go back to the crib, right?
Oh, always. I go like 3 times a year. It's always good. Especially the food. The food in Jersey, you can get a little bit of everything, because Jersey, New York is a melting pot. They got pretty much every ethnicity, race you could think of. So all the food is really good there.
And shout out to your boys from St. Peter's. Hell of a run.
Yeah, yep. St. Peter's was doing their thing, man. Everybody from Jersey was taking notice of what they did, and it's pretty cool, a Cinderella story. And I think nobody expected that. Especially them getting the best of Kentucky. That was pretty dope.
That was the first domino, right?
Yeah.
And I know that has to be like a great feeling just to have a team like that to sort of unite a city like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's got to be great.
The one dude, the only white guy on the team, Doug, what's his name, Egert. He's from my rival high school, so Bergen Catholic.
Okay.
I went to Don Bosco, right? And so our rivals growing up, it was like Brian Cushing was on the other team.
Okay.
So like people sleep on Jersey football, man. Jersey football is legit.
I'm not. Yeah, they got some guys, man. I'm a Michigan fan, and we be recruiting up there in Jersey hard.
Oh yeah. Like so when I was in high school, my senior year, the McCourty brothers, Jason and Evan McCourty, they played for St. Peter's. Junior Gillette, the talented pass rusher that used to play for the Saints and Redskins.
Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, Jabril Peppers. Jim Drake played for Bergen Catholic. He played like 9 years league tight end. So we had probably about 20 NFL guys in our division that we played against in North Jersey.
Okay. Hey, Frank Marshall said Jersey or Chicago, Corey. Which one?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say Jersey. I mean, I grew up there. I was born and raised.
He can't put you on the spot like that, man. Hold on.
I mean, I love both because I did spend a lot of time out there with college and the pros. Chicago will always have a dear place in my heart, but I was born in Jersey, and can't ever stray away from my roots. Even though I live elsewhere, I always be Jersey. Take somebody out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of me.
What about the food?
He said he loved food.
Yeah, all right. Who got the better food?
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this: steak, Chicago, hands down. There's no debate. But all around food, it's got to be Jersey. Got to be all around. I'm talking about every type of cuisine. I got to go with Jersey, New York, the East Coast. I got to go with that.
All right.
But steak,
Redman is one of my favorite rappers, so let's go. I'm cool with Jersey. But Corey, I gotta ask you, coming from that East Coast, Pitt, Maryland, all them dogs, why Northwestern?
So coming out of college, like Rutgers and UConn, those were the main East Coast schools, and Boston College that recruited me.
BC, yep, BC.
Yeah, so I was kind of under recruited just because I was still growing into my body and stuff. At the time, I was probably only about 6'3", 6'4", maybe about 220. So I was kind of under recruited, but people were looking at me, and I'm playing against a guy like Brian Cushing that was #1 recruit in the nation, and I'm doing well against him and all the other people on the team. And we had 8 D1 guys my senior year on my team. So coaches were constantly, coming to our school. And our coach was like, that guy's going to be the best guy because he doesn't even have a mustache yet. This guy's over here pushing around people, and he's not even fully grown yet. So they kind of took his word, and, I got 10 scholarship offers. And it was, to me, between Northwestern and Boston College. I want to go to a good academic school. So I figured, hey, you can make the league anywhere, but it's after football that really, really matters.
Thanks. Because BC, what year was that?
05. So yeah, I was 05.
Because I was thinking that was because that Northwestern team did pretty good. I want to say that was Pat Fitzgerald, one of his early years, right?
Oh, so that was Randy Walker, my freshman year. So that was Randy Walker. His first year is when Brett Bazinet was the quarterback. Tyrell Sutton was the running back. He came out.
Right.
Okay. You never played under Pat Fitzgerald, did you?
Yeah. So my second year. So Randy Walker passed away.
That's what it was, because Pat took over because he wasn't the coach, right?
Okay. Yep. In 06. That was Fitz's first year being the head coach.
I knew it was early on in your career because I remember when he took over, because he actually was like a linebackers coach, wasn't he, or something like that?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of up in the air because I think everybody thought Coach Jerry Brown, who had been on the staff for years under Denny Brown And then, so I think they thought he was going to be the coach. And I think he was like, hey, put Fitz in there. He's a young guy. He's going to be there forever. You know, I'm on the way out. Yeah. So, I think it was a good situation because he really put Northwestern on the map. I know last year they didn't have a good season. But for them to be in 2 Big Ten championships within the last 4 years, I mean, I think that's pretty dang good for Northwestern.
Right. And a lot of NFL picks. A lot of NFL picks.
Rashad Slater this past year, I mean, he's a Pro Bowler left tackle. That's big time, you know, whenever you have the big boys up front. Because I think, you know, at Northwestern, we've always had, like, the talented defensive guys. You know, a lot of defensive linemen that came out of there. But it's good to have an offensive lineman, you know, go in the first round and be a stud like he was this past year.
Absolutely. Right. Shout out to Northwestern and stuff.
So
then you came to the beloved.
Yes, let's get to that. So we ask a lot of our guests that come on here, what was your relationship like with Lovie Smith? Because Lovie gets a lot of rave reviews, and it feels good to hear that, and then to know that in Houston he's kind of getting, okay, go ahead, take this job because, you know, we don't want to be ridiculed about the Rooney Rule, which I think is some bullshit. But how was your relationship with Lovie?
Oh, I love Lovie. Honestly, one of the best coaches I ever had, a real players coach. The crazy part is when he got fired that 2012 season, we went 10-6. We had a meeting right after the season, and you see grown men crying. You know, that's how much they loved Lovie Smith. And I think that was probably one of the worst decisions, in my opinion, that the Bears made at the time, just because look at the coach after that, Trestman and Fox. I mean, I just don't understand how you fire somebody going 10-6. And at the time, we had one of the best defenses in the league, right? And then this is how much Lovie and Rob Marinelli had effect. The next year, we had the same exact team with the exception of Brian Urlacher, right? And we went from top 5 defense to dead last, running the same team and all that, right? With a different coordinator and everything. But that just proves the effect that Lovie Smith had, the attention to detail. And you guys remember that 2013 game against Aaron Rodgers when Chris Conte got beat deep by Randall Cobb, right? Remember before that, there was a live ball on the ground that we did not scoop and score, right? Yes. And that crept in with the new staff, and nothing against Mel Tucker and company, but they didn't stress that attention to detail like Lovie and Marinelli did. Every ball that was on the ground in practice under Lovie and Marinelli, we picked up, scooped, and scored, and it became a habit. Stuff crept in, and that's why our defense was so bad the next year, keeping everything the same with the exception of Brian Urlacher.
Yeah. That's true. Wow. And I've heard that a lot. I've heard that, like, we're going to have former players come on and everybody sings Lovie praises, and they always talk about that damn ball.
It's true. You know, and I think people fail to realize sometimes how much of an influence coach has on players. They think, oh, well, they're grown men, you know, they're going to play hard regardless. But I think the thing is, everybody would run through a wall for Lovie Smith or Rob Marinelli. That's just the type of respect that they get around the league. And the one good thing I'm hearing about Eberflus is he's kind of that same type of coach. Very attention to detail, you know, assignment, alignment, gap discipline, things like that. So get back to those fundamentals defensively, especially because you got a young quarterback in Justin Fields. And how do you take the pressure off him? You start defensively, right? You get the takeaways. And that makes his job that much easier. So at first, when I first heard the pick of Eberflus, I'm like, oh man, I wanted a offensive coordinator, offensive guru. But then I thought about it. I'm like, this is the best situation. You get back to that monsters in the midway, playing great defense and taking the pressure off the offense.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with that dead ball because actually, what's so crazy about when that ball is on the ground. During that playoff game that they played the damn Eagles, by the way, I'm still seeing a psychiatrist about that shit.
Cody Parkey?
Oh, God damn. Shit.
I know, that was crazy.
I'm going to go crazy. So there was a play where I think it was Anthony Miller. The ball, somehow somebody caught the ball and somehow the ball ended up on the ground or something. It was actually going to be a live ball. But if he would have ran over there and picked up the ball, the Bears would have had that ball right then and there.
Yep. exactly. That's what I was talking about, man. Stuff creeps in under certain staffs, and people don't realize that. You know, you look at the reason why the Patriots are so good. It's because of their coach. Like, they don't have the most talented players. They have players that come from other places that were, you know, people say, hey, they can't play. They're this. We're cutting them. You know, you look at a guy like Rob Ninkovich, right, that bounced around the league for years, couldn't find a spot. And then he's a Pro Bowler playing for New England. It's because they put them in a position to succeed. You know, they stress the different things in practice, and people buy into it. So
that's what we were kind of worried about, Corey. That's what we were kind of worried about now, because word around town was, we talked to a couple of former Bears, as you know, like Eberflus has to earn that locker room. You got to earn it.
Oh, yep, yeah. No, I think it's hard, you know, especially with some of the guys that have been on the team for a while. You know, going through these different coaching staffs, you know, they feel a certain type of way, but you know, I think the great part about it is so many people have vouched for them. You know, you look at Chris Ballard, you know, for the Colts, and Rod Marinelli vouched for Eberflus. So I think that tells a lot, because Rod Marinelli, knowing him, he's not the type to just vouch for anybody. He's worked under him in Dallas, and he really respects him. So I think everybody, you know, knows of Marinelli and respects his word. So, you know, I think the defense is definitely excited to get back to that monsters type of mentality.
So, Corey, we're finally going back to the 4-3. Thank God, because I did not like that 3-4. How did you feel about that?
You know, I didn't like it, to be honest. I'm more of a 4-3 guy. I like the attacking style, really get off the football, penetrate. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that, because I think that's really where this defense is going to wreak havoc. You know, you look at a guy like Roquan Smith. I think he's really going to – he's had a tremendous last year, the year before. I think he's really going to come into his own and prove himself as one of the best linebackers in the league under the 4-3. You know, it kind of sucks that we traded away Mack, because I still think him and Quinn would have been a great tandem. But, you know, they signed Al-Qadim Muhammad. He actually went to my high school in Jersey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Small world.
Yeah. And he's a talented guy, honestly. I think he really hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can be. So I think Eberflus coached him in Indy. I believe he had 6 or 7 sacks last year.
He's got a motor.
The bench. Yeah, he's got a motor. He plays the run well. He's a tough guy, Jersey guy. You know those Jersey guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Those Jersey guys.
And Travis Gibson. You know, he had a great year. So I think they felt comfortable enough to let Khalil Mack go, because you know the price is too high. You know, they got to cut it like OT Genesis. So I think that's what they had to do.
But now I'm concerned, because we around here, we take the red pill, right? We don't want to take the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that they looking to trade Robert Quinn too. Now let's not make the cover.
I don't want to do all
Whoa, coming off of 19 sacks last year. Hey, hold on. Let's talk
because he'll never be more
not a good move. Not a good move.
Yeah. No, because I don't think that would be. I think he's still got another couple good years. And the crazy part is that was year 11 for him, and just seeing the level of burst and effort a guy 11 years into the league, it was unbelievable, because I think he was so disappointed in the way he performed the year before, even though statistically, like pressures and wise, he was fine. But when you look at a talented pass rusher, they're worried about sacks. So so he only had 2. So he looked at that like, listen, that's pitiful. That's one of my worst years, besides me being hurt. So I think he was ready to go. And I called it before the season. I said he's going to lead the Bears in sacks. I said about 14, but he ended up with 19. So it was good to see him and Travis Gibson step up. But Quinn was so productive even when Khalil Mack was hurt. That was the most impressive part about it, because they slid protection.
Even though they started shifting the double team to his side,
he was still getting sacks. So it was good to see that. So we don't need to trade him away.
No,
I understand the Khalil Mack trade, and people, you know, feel a certain type of way. But when you look at sacks, he's never been one of those guys that's going to lead the league in sacks. That's not his game. He's a little bit of everything, right? He'll give you anywhere from 7 to 12 sacks a year, somewhere around there. Play to run really well, make splash plays, but he's not the type of guy to give you 19 sacks a season, you know. So
He's more of a disruptor.
Exactly.
Like, he's not Reggie White. Like,
man, he's gonna be hurt for half the season, though.
Well, no, that's not fair because before last year, he actually had played a lot of
I
seasons.
know.
hurt.
I'm just talking.
But in fairness, only guy I ever remember to make the Pro Bowl and All Pro as a linebacker and a DN. So,
I think he's the only player in NFL history.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast. But I think what people realize in this league, there's so many talented up and coming players, and you could find some talented pass rushers, that situational guys, and then you can have a guy that can just play the base downs and then switch somebody else out. I think that's what people realize in this league. So, I think they were able to get some draft picks and free up some cap space for potentially some other people.
True.
Hey, Corey, I got a question, man. Tell me how you feel about Roquan Smith. Because to me, I think Roquan Smith, honestly, is probably the most disrespected good linebacker in the NFL, because the numbers that he puts up on a consistent basis compared to other linebackers, and then he doesn't even get recognition. Like, how is it that the man didn't make the damn Pro Bowl, but he made All Pro? How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, no, I think it's a tough situation, and I think a lot of times, you get lost in the shuffle if your team's not performing well, right? You look at last year, defense was just kind of average, right? The sack numbers are pretty good because Quinn really inflated that number, but the defense as a whole, we couldn't stop the run, other things. So I just think when your team is not that talented, people overlook you, right? And I think Roquan right now is getting treated a lot like Lance Briggs, in my opinion, because I tell everybody, I said Lance Briggs is one of the best linebackers to ever play in the league. But nobody will ever say that, right? Because of Brian Urlacher, right? And you could make an argument potentially that, hey, Lance was just as good, maybe even better than Brian Urlacher. And that's no disrespect to Brian Urlacher. But Lance Briggs, that dude could play. But he was so under the radar, and I didn't feel like he got enough respect when he played in the league. Do you guys feel that?
Like the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen thing.
Yeah.
Definitely feel like
I mean, we talking, that's a guy, 100 tackles, 6 consecutive years, I believe it was, something like that.
Oh, man. And I think,
yeah,
he was a beast. And it's unfortunate that everything happened with the way they handled Urlacher and him and Peanut. And those are guys that were staples of this team that people really remember and will always remember. And they kind of did them dirty in some ways, how they, let them go and whatnot. And, it's unfortunate sometimes, it's unfortunate the way that Emery handles stuff. And I think
I was going to say that was the GM.
It's crazy because, we had the biggest turnover out of any team. I think 2 years, 2 years after he left, I think there was only like 3 guys that were still on the team in 2012 or something like that. It was like Kyle Long, Sherrick McManus, and Jay Cutler. There's 3 guys that were still on the team. Yeah, in a 3-year period, like that was the biggest turnover that the NFL has ever seen. So it's unfortunate sometimes that people clean house and they want their own guys or whatever. But I feel like at the time, everything under Lovey and the system and scheme we had defensively was working. It was just we had to get the offense figured out. And I wish they would have said, hey, Lovey, you handle the defense, that's it. But we're going to take control of the offense. We're going to pick our guys, and you just stick with the defense. And I think that would have worked out well. But, I think Lovey's going to do well in Houston. I hope he does, honestly.
I hope so, too.
I kind of think he's kind of been rejuvenated, reborn. I see a little zest about him.
Yeah,
I go back to you.
I hope so.
I want to go back to you because you played. A lot of people may not know this, but we watched games. You played a little in that interior too. You was in the trench. You played a little D tackle too.
Yep.
So how do you feel about Kyrus Tonga? Because right now we don't have Larry O anymore.
Yeah.
And then we got a 3 technique where I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Is it Black? Are you gonna try to put Angelo Blackson in? Like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Draft. It's got to be in the draft. We got to draft a stud, maybe in the second round or something that can come in and play right away. Not a
plug and play guy. You looking for a 10-year guy?
Yeah, I'm looking for a guy to contribute right away. Just because we haven't been able to make that splash in free agency. We had the one guy from Cincinnati, but he failed the physical. Yeah, exactly.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep. He failed the physical, which is unfortunate because I really like what he did this past year. But I feel like whenever you're trying to pay somebody that's coming off an injury that really hasn't consistently proved himself, it's tough sledding. If he had a couple really good years, but this was his first breakout year, so it's kind of hard to pay somebody, and that's really what it would have came down to. I think if his ankle or foot was fine at the time, I think they would have gave it to him. But I think they thought, well, maybe he's not recovering like we thought he would. Maybe he's not going to be ready for this point or that point. So
is that on the? Well, I'm not going to say that's directly on polls, but is that on the scouting department as a whole? Because as we know, once a player reaches free agency, any medical things are not disclosed.
Yep, exactly. So I think sometimes it's common knowledge for certain people, but I guess this is their first time meeting with him, and he did have Liz Frank surgery. I think right after the season or in December.
When he got hurt in the second round of the playoffs, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was the first game against the Raiders.
The first game. Okay, I know he got hurt early on
so
in the
January.
playoffs.
And Liz Frank is kind of a tricky injury sometimes. Some people recover really well from it, and sometimes it gives people issues. So it's about a 4 to 6 month injury. So maybe they just didn't feel comfortable with it. And I feel like a lot of times when the bigger guys get hurt on some of those low-bearing things like a knee and ankle, it's a lot harder of a recovery because you got more pounding, you got more weight on there. So maybe they can get him. Yeah, maybe they can get him in a different situation with better terms for the Bears on a kind of like prove it thing. So I guess we'll see.
And that's what we were thinking too, because he's still on the table. We know. Shout out to Johnson Tino for echoing that. Yeah, but it's just like, the one guy, the name that we got.
Yeah. I know. It's unfortunate, but I'm hoping we can get a nice 3-tech in the draft kind of guy that's, maybe a little under the radar for a first round, but maybe we can find him in the second or third round.
Okay. So tell me this, Corey. We're going to have you put your GM hat on right now. All right. So you already see what you got so far. What Eberflus and Poles is going to did. With your 2 second-round picks, who are you going for? What are you going to do? Are you going to dress the offense and defense? Are you going to dress 2 offensive players? Or are you going to dress 2 defensive players?
Oh, good question, C. Good question.
Okay. So I think first and foremost, I'm going to go with the best available for what we need at that point in time for both of those picks. And I think that's how you got to approach it, because you don't want to reach for somebody just because you have a need that you can maybe get at a later date, or I just don't like reaching for that. So I'd rather the best available for the position that you need at the time.
Okay.
And that's what we were saying. Like if that safety's available,
let's pull the trigger.
Let's go ahead and get it. And let's get rid of Eddie Jackson.
I'm telling you, hold on. Before you say get rid of Eddie Jackson, I'm telling you, I'm gonna call it. Eddie Jackson is gonna have a bounce back year, Pro Bowl year. I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you. Eberflus. I know he is. He's gonna have the equivalent to a Robert Quinn type of year, right? Coming off a bad year, right? Really disappointed with himself, and I think he is going to ball out this year. I'm telling you.
So what put so much faith in Eddie Jackson for this year?
See, I gotta know what's going on, man.
So you look at the defensive-minded Eberflus, right? He's bringing in this new scheme, right? That's similar to the same type of principles of Vic Fangio, right? When Eddie Jackson really flourished, right? I know it's a different scheme, but I'm talking about the assignment, discipline, holding people accountable. And I think it's going to really reinvigorate his career, because I think he's disappointed in how he played. Everyone's been chirping about him playing bad, this, that, and the other. And I think he's going to ball out this year. I'm telling you, because of the defensive-minded coach in Eberflus, the scheme, I think it's going to fit him better.
4-3 hybrid. No, not 4-3 hybrid. Tampa 2 hybrid, right?
Exactly. And that's where he fits. Look at like Major Wright played extremely well under that Tampa.
We have Major on the show. We love Major.
Yeah, Major was a beast in there, and I think Eddie Jackson could be that same in that type of scheme, right? And
okay, you remind me a little of Major. I see where you're going with that. Yeah. I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
Yeah, them SEC boys.
Yeah.
But do you think that's only contingent if we get him a real strong safety?
That's what I was going to ask.
So
because if
yeah,
you put 2 free safeties back there again, one of them got to tackle.
Yeah, we need a strong safety. So I think we're gonna have to do that in the draft. We're gonna have to find somebody available. And I think honestly we can find that in the 3rd or 4th round. You know, I think we can find some talented guys out there that can come in and make an impact right away. You know, and I'm hoping, you know, Poles is going to do his thing and put his GM cap on and get the best available for what we need.
So then Tayshaun Gibson is off the table. He's gone, right?
What's that?
Tayshaun Gibson, he's gone.
Yep, exactly. So yeah,
okay.
we need somebody. We need somebody to step up, you know, in that position. But I don't know. I'm telling you, you guys might be sleeping, but I need to wake you up because I think Eddie Jackson's gonna have a bounce back.
I mean, I certainly hope so. I've been on Eddie Jackson's head I've been on his head forever.
And I think
the jersey. Yeah. Throughout the box of Bojacks.
Right. I think he's been banged up a little bit, especially these past 2 years. So I think this offseason, hopefully he's getting healthy. And I'm telling you, I think he's been disappointed, you know, because he came off 2 really good years, and then these past 2 years have been suspect. So, you know, and it's time for him to get paid again. If he has a great year, hey, money talks, right?
But if he gets paid again, is he gonna stop playing again? Because
I'm telling you what I told you about the difference between playing under Lovey and Trestman was such a difference, you know, and Mel Tucker being the coordinator. No disrespect to him, but I think there's a different level of respect that these guys are gonna have and play under Eberflus that they did with Matt Nagy, and I think he lost the locker room. We all saw that.
Yeah.
Yes, he lost the locker room in a fashion where I have never seen it before. Never seen that before, which I was kind of like, wait a minute now. We never get this much press coming out from the locker room now. Like, I was kind of like, well, okay, this is real juicy.
Yeah,
like,
because
do you have faith in that though?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, look at what happened with Matt Nagy when he first came in, right? His first year, we didn't really have much expectations. And he was this player's coach everybody bought into, right? And the first 2 years, they played really well under him, right? They bought into it. And I think people realized that, listen, when this guy can't even separate himself from the offensive coordinator role, I think that's when he lost the locker room. I think they were saying, like, he's not understanding he can't get it done, right? And at first, you were able to get it done. And you know why? Because Vic Fangio's defense. Because you didn't have to do much. Because they were getting the turnovers and the takeaways the same way we did under Lovey in 2012, right? Where it kind of the offense didn't need to perform the way they needed to because the defense picked up all the slack. And there comes a time where you need the offense to do stuff. And when you don't get those takeaways the same way, everything is exposed. And that's when Matt Nagy's offense got exposed. And the thing is, people really thought he was an offensive guru because of the Chiefs. It's Andy Reid's show, you know.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like that,
yeah, he calls the plays. Offensive coordinator was the title, but Andy Reid calls the plays, and that's what people fail to realize sometimes. They say, "Oh, well, he's the offensive coordinator," and I think that happened with Eric Bieniemy, right? I think that's probably why people weren't giving the job because they're like,
yeah, because Matt Nagy.
Because I think Matt Nagy cost Eric Bieniemy a job. I really do.
100%. And sometimes it's a crapshoot for these guys that really haven't called the plays. Just like with Luke Getsy, right? This is a crapshoot. We're hoping that it's good because he's had the experience under Aaron Rodgers and company. He knows how to work with a mobile quarterback. We're hoping that this works out, right? I mean, that's how it is with any coordinator. I mean, they get their start from, you know, recommendations from other people, sometimes when they don't have the experience. So I'm hoping this pays off and, you know, Justin Fields and company are able to get it done.
I have some notes on that. We'll keep that for another show. But
Okay.
I'll just say this. I want to know if you're able to tell us, do you give Ryan Poles your 100% endorsement? Because you said he's not really a free agent guy when he was at KC. He was a draft guy. So maybe he finds a gem. Maybe he was the one that found us a Tyreek Hill in the later round. Maybe, remember, Travis Kelce was like a fifth-round pick out of Cincinnati.
Exactly.
You know, maybe
so
I
got to see more. I got to see more. You got to prove to me, right?
Right.
I live in St. Louis now. It's a show me state, right? Show me. You know what I'm saying? So,
I was waiting for that line to kick in.
I think anything, right? Just with Eberflus, right? We're hoping this pans out. I mean, anything in this league, any choice you make, player wise, coach wise, it is all a crapshoot, right? You're hoping this pays off, and I'm just hoping with his experience as the coordinator that is able to transition to his leadership, being a head coach, being in charge of the defense as well, kind of like how Lovey was. So the more I take this in, the more I like the pickup of a
Good.
defense.
Okay. That gives me a little more comfort because I'm telling you right now, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm on pins and needles. Like you got 4 people of your head coaching doing it for the first time of your coaching staff. The only one who's got some experience is the defensive coordinator, Williams.
Yep.
The last time he was in a defensive coordinator position with Leslie Frazier, he was ranked 30th. So
But you got to remember, this is Eberflus's defense he's going to call. You know what I mean? They're going to work
right.
game to
So
game.
he's familiar. Yeah.
The one thing is offense, right? And I'm just hoping that we run the football, right? That's what I've been saying last year. We had really 2 talented backs in Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. And at times I feel like we were getting the run game going, and all of a sudden we abandon it at some point when they get up a score or two, and then we're like, oh, it's the first quarter. Yeah, I didn't understand that, especially when you have a young quarterback.
Even with Damian Williams, like, can I get the little short screen? Like, something?
Exactly. And the one thing I'm hoping this year is Cole Kmet really has his coming out party, because I thought he played pretty well. And the thing is, he had 700 yards receiving, you know, and they really weren't targeting him like I thought they should have, especially in the red zone. So I think if they can get him going in the red zone.
Well, to me, it was only 2 people though, right? Because he either only really threw it to Kmet or Mooney. That was it.
Exactly. But we need Kmet in the red zone, right? You look at every talented team out there, you know, in the red zone, you know, they have that tight end that can get open and score, because that's really where the Bears team has struggled in the red zone. And it's because of that lack of production from the tight end position, you know.
Does he know how to be big though?
Can he be like a Jimmy Graham? He needs some hands first, though. He doesn't have hands.
Exactly.
You know,
I mean, I thought he made some good catches in that Pittsburgh game. You know, he had some good catches over there. So
that gave us some flashes, correct?
Yeah.
But I mean, he definitely has to improve.
Zone, Justin Fields seems more comfortable with Horsted, like you said, because he was playing with the threes in the
exactly.
squad.
Yeah, exactly. So now they'll have more experience working with each other, the continuity, you know, so they'll be able to get that going. And people fail to realize, like you said, Justin Fields was working with the 2s and 3s all off season, so he didn't have any experience with the 1s. You know, Mooney, I heard at times was working with him after practice, you know, just because he's a younger guy. So that's probably why they were on the same page. So
Matt Nagy said, "Oh, he was practicing with the 1s. He's been getting some shot with the 1s."
I don't believe that at all. The minute they drafted Justin Fields, Andy Dalton was the guy. That's how it was.
So on this show, Corey, we've been saying that was not a Matt Nagy pick. Management picked Justin Fields. That was not a Matt Nagy request.
Yeah, I feel like that. The thing that I don't understand, right, is you pick your guy, right? You pick him high in the draft, and you don't play him right away. And I just felt like this. Okay, well, look at a guy like Russell Wilson, right, that was drafted in the 3rd round, that played really early, right? But what did they do? They ran the football. They got him going on some play action, some sprint out, some boots. Yep. And they took the pressure off him. And he had a pretty good first year. It wasn't out of this world, but he got comfort. And then the second year, he really came in his own because he had that experience coming in. And I wish they would have just played Justin Fields from day one and said, hey, we got David Montgomery. You know, we kind of have this makeshift O-line going. But, hey, they're really good run blockers. Let's run the football. Let's run this kind of Shanahan-type offense. You know, zone right, zone left. Boom, let's do it.
You've been saying that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to harp on the guy because now he's back as Mahomes' quarterback coach. But everybody to get a chance, just because you deserve a chance don't mean there was a chance for you. I'll leave it at that. Because I'll go all night and we'll end up drinking, talking crazy about this man. But we're going to leave him alone. So hopefully Eberflus comes with a fresh mind, right? Yep. I know he's got his thoughts, as every coach should. Hopefully that locker room does adjust. Like I said, I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic. I'm not going to go too
That's
far.
that's
to the
all we
left.
can do. That's all we can do at this point, right?
Hey, Corey, let me ask you about this running back situation. Everybody is saying that Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery are the same quarterback. I mean, the same running back. We're saying that they are two different running backs.
Yeah. No.
Khalil Herbert, he has this burst, and he's faster than David Montgomery. David Montgomery, he will run through you.
Oh yeah.
He kind of reminds me of a Cedric Benson.
Yep.
Kind of. But Khalil Herbert, I think if I had the choice and I had to get rid of one of them, I love David Montgomery, but I would have to let him go and let the young guy spin. What do you say?
No, I agree with you. I think the thing is like this in this league, and you see with the draft, there's not many running backs drafted in the first round because running backs are a dime a dozen. There's a 1-2 punch all the time, and that's why they're not paying these running backs the big bucks unless you're like a Derrick Henry or something along those lines. I would pick Khalil Herbert in my opinion because I think he's a burner. He can juke you. He can run over you. He's just as strong as a guy like David Montgomery. I like him over David Montgomery. And people go, whoa, what are you talking? David Montgomery is an absolute beast. But I think Khalil Herbert hasn't even scratched the surface yet of what he can be. I think that's the scary part. So I think when it comes time to pay David Montgomery, they're going to look at it and say, well, we got Khalil Herbert here that, in my opinion, is just as good, if not could be better,
Yeah. Only thing I don't like about Hubbard, that motherfucker can't catch out the backfield, goddamn.
Yeah, he's got to work on that. I mean, David Montgomery early on, he kind of struggled a little bit out of the backfield.
But we knew what he was. He was the break tackle guy in college.
Yeah.
Like he led the nation, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in break tackles.
We're talking about Montgomery?
When he was at Iowa State, right?
Yeah.
I think he led the nation. So,
well, I think the only thing with Khalil Herbert is you look at when David Montgomery was hurt, he didn't skip a beat. So I think that's telling you everything you need to know.
4.6.
Yeah. I mean, he had what 300 or 400 yard games.
Yeah, like he was no slouch.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think whenever you have stats like that,
I agree, John. Yeah, I agree with John. Like the things that Montgomery can do, where he can make sugar out of shit, because he did it a lot. A lot of times, the minute the quarterback said hike and hand the ball off, he got a guy in his goddamn face, and he's still breaking the tackles, getting positive yards. I don't think Khalil Herbert has that ability. I believe that he can sit up there, he can break tackles, but I don't think that he can sit up there and do some of the things that Montgomery do. To tell you the truth, the only thing that I think that he has better than Montgomery is probably the speed. Mm-hmm. Outside of that,
it is the speed to the outside. But again, like you said, if they're going back to that zone, that Shanahan, Denver Broncos, Terrell Davis type thing, Terrell Davis was kind of like a one-stop shop. He could do it all. He could hit between the tackles. He could hit outside. He could catch. Now we're trying to make two backs into one.
Yeah.
Which go dime a dozen, right?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the fact that if you have somebody that can do the same thing, potentially give you the same type of production, it becomes a money situation. And I think that's ultimately why eventually they're going to have to make a decision. Are we going to pay David Montgomery, especially if Khalil Herbert is still balling out the way he did last year in the production he had? So it always comes down to that in the league. And any decision, it comes down to money. And there's always somebody younger that could do the job that's a lot cheaper. And that's what it comes down to.
So I'll say this. That's a great point. And like you said, running backs are really like undervalued. Like you can't do what Jerry Jones did with Zeke. You can't do that now, right?
No.
And you mentioned Derrick Henry, but like Isaiah Spiller, I know you're familiar with Isaiah Spiller, right? He's a baller. And then I got to go with the home with my alma mater. I got to go with Kenneth Walker coming out of Michigan State. Like that's a true.
Oh yeah.
Back. So
exactly.
If you get a guy like that, maybe. But again, when we talk about best available, if Kenneth Walker's available at 39, I don't think the Bears take him.
No, we got 2 running backs that we don't need.
Yeah,
that right
we don't need no more of them. Goddamn it!
No, we're good. We're good in the running back room.
Yeah.
So Corey, what defensive ends do you like coming out of the draft? If you had to make a top 5.
Oh, so I really like the guy out of Michigan, Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson, yeah.
Yeah. So my agent that represented me, Mike McCartney, he's representing him. And
nice.
Yeah, I've been following that guy this year, and I mean he's talented, you know. The crazy part is, like, I don't think there's been a better defensive end coming out since Nick Bosa, in my opinion. Since Nick Bosa was in the draft. And that was the thing too, you know, because remember when him and Rashawn Gary were coming out the same year, right?
Right.
And everybody was saying, well, Rashawn Gary is that. But Nick Bosa, I've never seen somebody so NFL ready and in my life, you know, with his hands and this. And I always said that he was going to be better than his brother, you know, Joey. And Joey's super talented. But Nick Bosa, even that coming after his ACL this year, is killing it. Pro Bowler, you know, double-digit sacks.
Didn't lose a beat.
Yeah, it's just crazy because I just don't think we've seen a defensive end that uses his hands the way that somebody coming out like Nick Bosa did, you know. And there's so many different talented guys, and I feel like it's really about the coaching. That's what really translates.
I was about to say that, yeah, because even with Rashawn Gary, like people don't realize Rashawn Gary, when he came out of high school, he was the only player ever that was a consistent number 1 player in all the scouting. I mean, all the major rankings that they had, the high school rankings and whatnot. He was the only number 1 consistent ever. Yep. And the thing was, Michigan took him from being a DT, where he was sort of like an Aaron Donald, and put him on the end, which I didn't like. Yeah. And that was a terrible coaching job by them doing that, because the guy was a force as a DT. He was Aaron Donald in high school at that DT. And then
remember though,
Green Bay turned him into an outside linebacker rusher.
But Michigan fixed that because remember, you got Aiden Hutchinson, but y'all also had David
Ajabo.
So y'all had bookends. Michigan had bookends. And then, like for me, don't forget about Trayvon Walker in Georgia. He showed Alabama what was up. He really did.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you about Rashawn Gary, but you know where he's from, right?
Oh yeah, I know he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey, I was happy as hell when we got him.
No, I worked with him when I was playing in the league when he was still in high school, and super talented guy. Yeah, super talented guy. You know, I think he had a really good year last year. I was glad to see him really do well. Zadarius Smith got hurt, so he came in.
Right.
I think he had 7 sacks. He had a really, really good year for him. But I agree. I think him at a 3 technique was lethal, you know, because he is quicker than mostly every D tackle and guard out there. And I think that was a better fit. He's stronger, quicker. Then at an end where he's like now, you know, kind of a middle of the pack speed guy. You know, so I think he would have been better suited inside. He's still having a good career, but I think he would have been better suited as either a 3-4 end, you know, with the versatility to rush a 3 technique.
So what do you think about our quarterback?
We got Hutchinson. You got 4 more.
Oh man. You know, I've been slacking on the college football, to be honest with you, this past year.
We just gave you 3, Trayvon Walker and David Ajabo, so we gave you 3.
Yeah,
Thibodeau.
Oh, well, you talking about Kayvon from Oregon? Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah. I like him a lot. I think he has a lot of upside. I think that's one of those things.
He's a big boy too, like 270, 260.
With the right coaching, I think he'll be that Alden Smith type. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
That can ball out like that. I think his like potential is like a Jason Pierre-Paul. He's flashed some potential, you know, out there. He has the size. It's all about him just honing in all those skills. And I think he could be one of the greats if he has the right coaching staff and the right person, teaching him.
I'm thinking Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Dallas myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, especially with Randy Gregory leaving, that would be a huge one.
Yeah.
And it seemed like Gregory just didn't want to deal with Dallas anymore with everything.
Yeah, that was funny as hell to me.
Yeah. Hey, so what do you guys feel about like the whole kind of weed thing? I mean, I think that should have never been a thing. Obviously in certain states it was legal and whatnot. It's crazy because you know that you get tested one time a year, right, in the league.
Right. And
when they used to have it. Yeah, now they don't do it, but they used to. Yeah, it used to be anywhere from April to August, right? You would be tested one of those times. If you're tested, then you won't be tested till the following year. So it's a pretty easy protocol to follow, if you ask me. But so many guys get busted all the time. You're like, come on, bro, you can't wait a couple months. Some people would get tested like the first week and they fail. Yeah, exactly. I just didn't understand that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's any worse than alcohol. And you look at the pain pills that people are popping and getting addicted to. There's a lot of athletes actually. What's his name? Eugene Monroe. He's really advocating for medicinal marijuana and stuff for them to allow it and all that. And a guy like Carl Turley, that had a bunch of issues with depression and stuff like that.
And pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have really gone into that and is worked wonders for them. So I mean, hey, I think they should explore that, especially like you said for the pain.
Yeah. So I'll start off by saying this. This day and age, you can no longer have a double standard.
No.
Because it's legal unless you do this job.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do away with that sooner than later because now you're infringing upon constitutional rights and it could go really, really to the other side.
Yeah.
But as long as you're not coming to the game high,
But I'm going to tell you, to be honest, there are people in the league that would play their best games high as can be, and I'm going to tell you because you know this. I don't know if you guys partake in that, but the people that do it daily, they're able to function like it's nothing, right? It's like there's a cup of coffee. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're able to function on a different level, and I'm telling you, some people had their best games high as can be, and that's how it is. I mean, whatever gets you to the right place, hey, you know what I mean? So you'd be surprised, people are like, oh, they're gonna do it before the game. Oh yeah, people do that.
So did coaches know that when players would be high?
No, but everybody has that friend that smokes. And he just you can never tell when he's high or not because he's always high. And that's how he functions. So I think most people you probably wouldn't even know.
Hey Corey, I got a question. I want to go back to last year's draft. Tell me, I don't know if you were up on it or not, but tell me your order as far as with the quarterbacks. Who would you have taken first, second, third, fourth, fifth?
I would have picked Justin Fields first. I thought he was my favorite quarterback in the draft. I liked him. Who else came out last year?
Trey Lance.
What's the boy name for the Jets?
That would be Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Trey Lance,
and Mac Jones.
Mac Jones from Alabama.
So I think out of those guys, I think Justin Fields would have been my number one, then Mac Jones, then Trey Lance and Zach Wilson. Those would have been the way I picked them. I thought Justin Fields, what I've seen from him in college, as a competitor when he went toe to toe with Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence too. But yeah, I'm really not that high on Trevor Lawrence, to be honest with you.
Me either.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
When I would have picked him last out of all those quarterbacks, in my opinion. I just don't think he had the it factor for me. Right? You look at when him and Justin Fields went against each other in that college football playoff. Justin Fields outperformed him. You know,
Absolutely.
and this is the guy that people are saying, "Oh, well, he's undersized. He's this, he's that." He came off a bad game the week before. He played well. You know, in the Big Ten championship when they played Northwestern, actually. You know, when he came off a bad game, he didn't look that well. Northwestern played him tough, and then he has a great game against Trevor Lawrence, who they're saying is the best quarterback. So I think Justin Fields showed me in that game, and I just loved his poise out there. I love his competitive nature, and you know, some people aren't sold on him in Chicago. I know that's the feeling. They say, "Oh, maybe he can't play. Maybe this." I'm telling you, watch Mitch Trubisky this year might get the starting job and ball out, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, that was Matt Nagy, right? It wasn't Mitch Trubisky." All right.
And that leads me to this next question before we let you go. Do you think Mac Jones would have had the same success in Chicago as he did in New England under Bill Belichick?
Hell no.
I told everybody this. I said, listen, I go, if you put Patrick Mahomes, you draft him under Matt Nagy's scheme, he's not Patrick Mahomes. And no, Patrick Mahomes. No, Andy Reid brought that out of him. People don't realize. Look at Andy Reid did with Alex Smith, right? Alex Smith was tossed to the side. Colin Kaepernick's the quarterback. Alex Smith, you're a game manager. Go sit down. Andy Reid comes to him and he says, okay, well, I'm going to put you in this scheme and I'm going to script you for success. And what is he? One of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. Completion percentage, passing yards, all this. 3-time Pro Bowler. But this is a guy that's a game manager. That's the Andy Reid effect, right? And you look at Nick Foles, what he did in Philly under Doug Peterson, right? That's the coaching right there. And that's what people fail to realize. There's some people that can play in any scheme, right? That's a guy like Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter who's his coach, he will ball out. But there's other people that need a scheme to suit them. And that's what that is.
Okay. I love that. I love that. So I got to ask one last question before you go then. When we have this draft coming up now, do you feel that we can accurately grade polls this year, or do we have to wait till next year when you have a first round pick and more money?
Yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta wait a full year, in my opinion. You know, just to see. Because I think it's hard to evaluate it without the full arsenal, you know, of a first round pick, etc. That he gets to pick his own, another offseason that he could possibly make some moves, some big blockbuster trades or acquisitions. So I'm gonna need after next year's draft to really evaluate, right? And then we'll see, obviously, after that season as well. I think that's when we can really get a true grasp on, hey, how's he doing so far? And, you know, obviously in the draft, it takes a couple years sometimes to develop certain talent and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think Bears fans are excited. You know, Bears fans are diehard, and that's what I love about them. No matter we're doing bad or good, hey, the years that we were winning 6 games, you know, last game of the season, hey, they was packed in there. They was booing us. They was booing us.
Don't bring them damn memories back.
We were still here.
It's like your family. They're like, yeah, you kind of stuck right now, but I love you. You know?
So before we let you go, you spend a lot of time in Chicago, and I know you're a food guy. We were just talking about food. What is your favorite pizza in Chicago?
Lou Malnati's Chicago classic, baby.
Oh, what do you think
the butter crust?
Man, that crust is grainy, man. I don't like the texture of it.
Really?
What do you think about Giordano's though?
So I like Giordano's, but Lou Malnati's got to be my favorite, man. Sorry to disappoint y'all, man. All right, hold on. What about steak? What's your favorite steak house?
Chicago cut for me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Steak.
I would probably say Gibson's or I had the chance to go to Larry Fitzgerald's restaurant. They had a great cut of steak.
Larry Fitzgerald got a restaurant in Chicago?
Yeah. I think it's like it's like 5, 7, 8 or some shit like that.
Oh,
But it
okay.
was really, really good cut of steak.
What about you, man?
Well, I'm the poor guy in this group, so I don't get to go to these fine restaurants.
He said
with
Golden
steaks cost
Corral, huh?
$75 and shit.
Hey, look, I like
Hey,
Longhorn
they got
too.
good steak though.
Shout out to
Outback,
Longhorn.
Outback, Golden Corral, they got
Hey.
good steak too.
Hey, I had a couple of them. I had to tell them cook it medium because they cook it well done over there. I said hey,
They do, right? They do.
Yeah. I like you know what? I've been to a lot of steakhouses. I like Maestro's.
Mastro's is probably my favorite, honestly.
Oh,
And
okay.
they got a bunch of chains all over the country, but the
They
straight
got
ribeye,
the goddamn butter cake. Woo, that shit good.
Yeah, the butter cake brings about 5,000 calories in that thing.
Yeah, hey, I just went the other day to go get a damn butter cake, 2 of them.
Oh, there you go. I got to make sure to do cardio in the morning after that one.
Do they have good food like that in St. Louis? I've never been to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
So barbecue is what they're known for. Pappy's, Sugar Fire. There's St. Louis style ribs. Like the barbecue is king there, you know.
Really?
And then they got a pizza Emos. It's like a square cut pizza, and it's weird. It's made with like Provel cheese, and it's a little different, but it's pretty good if you get it the right way.
Provel cheese? I'm not familiar.
I don't even know what it is. I know that's what it's called.
Is it good? Is it good?
I like it, but you have to get it. It's kind of like some of these Chicago places. You got to get it at the right one. Sometimes like Harold's, you got to get it at the right one.
Yeah,
they cook it better.
That damn square pizza. Detroit was voted for the best.
Yeah,
best
I don't know.
in the
I don't know
country.
where that's coming from.
Okay, whoever did that, I'm not paying attention.
Everybody in Detroit voted. Nobody else voted. Just people in Detroit.
Yeah, next they're gonna say Alabama's got the best pizza. Get out of here.
Right.
They ain't running to get jet pizza. Like,
man, Corey, we appreciate you taking the time, man.
Oh,
Taking
no
the
problem.
time to
Sorry,
holler
man.
at us.
Sorry, I came in late, man. I was
Oh,
dealing
it's all
with this
good,
real
man.
property.
No, it's all good, bro.
Yeah.
All
Thank
good,
you.
man.
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Whenever you want to come on, just let me know, man. Yeah.
And also, we'll take you to Giordano's when you come back to Chicago, man.
Nah, I want Mastros, bro. I want Mastros. I want that butter cake and I want that ribeye. All right?
I can do Mastros. I can do Mastros.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll do the pod live for Mastros, and we'll dig in on the ribeye and show them how we living. All right.
Hey, so our fat ass is eating that butter cake.
Yeah, it's like this at the
I'm
end.
still gonna get one.
What you feel about the bear? I don't know, man.
I need another piece of butter cake.
Justin Fields threw 3 touchdowns today. Butter cake.
Exactly. It was a lot of fun.
We appreciate you, dog.
Yeah,
Hey, we'll see you later.
Take it easy, guys. All right, bye-bye.
All right, man.
Hey, that was a good
Great guy, man. Great guy. I forgot to tell him to get a new cell phone though, because his connection was terrible.
Probably an iPhone though. You iPhone users, that shit is terrible.
Well, I mean, like I said, I look.
Corey,
we can figure that out another day. He came on. It was a great guest.
Yeah, it was.
Pod.
Yep.
Love talking to him down to earth.
And kicked it.
We had a blast. I know I had a ball. I don't know about y'all.
Definitely. I definitely had a ball.
Man, fun times, good times on a cold Tuesday night.
Man,
and I wanna get into the chat a little more because there's a lot of comments that we missed. Frank the Tank got back. Yep, bullets.
Yeah, that's about right.
They didn't jump back on. So Frank, now you claiming you capping about this best steak is at your crib now. When I tell you that let's get a barbecue going on now, come on. We got to do it.
Oh, JB is the barbecue master. I mean, I ain't no slouch, but I think JB is the master, though. I think JB got it. I'm bowing down to JB. But
oh my God! Hey, can somebody put up Bullet's last post, please? Oh wow!
Yeah, that's accurate.
No, that's a deal.
If not more, shit. That's
for two of us.
That's a deal because everything's a la carte. That's a deal. That's a deal.
In San Fran? Oh, that's cheap. That's cheap.
That's what I'm saying. Look, if we went to Chicago Cup right now, the three of us, I guarantee you our bill would be close to a G. I guarantee it.
Yeah, damn man, yeah.
Because look, I'm for sure getting the baked potato, the porterhouse, and the cream spinach off top.
I'm getting that damn red bite or that New York strip.
Wait, and Chris, I ain't even got my sauce yet. So you know my bill alone gonna be about $400-500.
Man.
Speaking of sauce, I'm gonna have to chase it. I'm gonna have to chase the steak. And guess what I'm gonna chase it with?
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
That's what I'm chasing my steak with.
Moore's Beer.
I have to get me some more Moors.
Raise your standards.
Damon and John, like where y'all at, man? Like holla at us. Come on.
We got to get them on the pod, man. We got to
Absolutely.
get Damon and Jamal on the pod.
We definitely need to give them like a 30-minute segment so they can go through everything, comment on some questions. 3 great flavors. Do we even call beer flavors anymore? Like, what do we do? 3 great beers.
We can take beers. Yeah.
I'm not a drinker, so I wouldn't know.
We got the porter, the IPA,
the red can,
the
gold can,
red can porter, gold can IPA, black can session ale. All of them are really good. So, and we wouldn't send you off.
No. Matter of fact, I'm going to the store. I will have some for next week.
Take it from 2 drinkers, not this guy here, but take it from those.
No, he drinks virgin pina coladas and shit. Kool-Aid. See what I'm saying?
Now look on the back and tell me how much sugar is in that shit.
Oh, it's a fucking lot.
Look, I'd rather have the alcohol than the sugar, brother.
Yeah, well, alcohol turns into sugar.
Now when you mixing all that shit,
he's swerving like you put something in that damn bottle. He's swerving.
Hey, man. Pina colada.
No.
This is perfect to lead in the shout outs. Why don't you go ahead and kick it off, Favre?
Yeah, because I'm looking at a half empty bottle of pina colada, so that means time is up.
You got to go fill up on your little virgin drink, huh?
That's right, goddamn it, shit. Somebody got to do it around here, shit. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna lead off. I want to say it was a great podcast today. Shout out to our guest. I'm sorry, not our host. Our guest. Well, and our host. One of our hosts is T Nick, JB, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate coming out, talking to you guys every Tuesday. Also, want to shout out to our guest Corey Wootton. Great interview, man. Talking to him, funny guy. Can't wait to have him back on. Can't wait to kick it with him when he comes to the Shy. Also, we like to sit up there and tell everyone, please subscribe and like the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. We do this every Tuesday. We bring you guys more and more guests. Hopefully, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, so you guys, please come on back, like, subscribe. Also, want to shout out to all the people in the comments. John, Devin, Frank, Cool Kennedy, Bullets, Joe Ryan, Paul, Julian, Guy Walker, all you guys. Thank you for coming out, showing some love. Also, shout out to Cool Kennedy and Frank for joining us, hopping in on the StreamYard. Coming in, talking some football with us for however long you guys was talking to it. And we encourage other people when we have our nights like that, come on in, talk to us. We love to see them faces with them names, you know what I'm saying? Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the kiddies who should have their ass in bed. And if not, after this podcast, I'm going to check and I'm pulling motherfucking phones because that's what I'm doing. I'm the phone bandit, goddammit. Also, shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. I know you watching. I gotta set up your shit so you can actually leave a comment. Cause damn it, you're texting me during the podcast. I'll take a glance and I'll respond. Also, to any of our family, thank you for showing us support. And to anybody out there having a birthday, happy birthday. I'm done. JB.
So I'm gonna piggyback and hit the chat first. OMG. The chat was on fire. Frank Marshall. Devin Thomas, new guy checking in. John Santino was on fire. My man Bullets, representing Cali Love all the time. Man, Joe Ryan checked in. I don't know if the last time, like, the chat was just so on fire. This is why we do this, guys. We love to hear from you. We love to have that chat on fire because without you all, there's no reason for us to do this show. So we appreciate each and every one of you all more than you could ever know. That's why when we have an opportunity to have y'all on the show, take advantage because we want to give that back to you guys. 100-fold. Shout out T, you just put up my mom. Shout out to my mom. She always my number one fan, always representing. Every time I have a show, Mom's is always on. So shout out. Love you, moms. Shout out to the Bynum family, my mother's family, because a lot of them was watching. They were lurking, T. A couple of them was lurking, but, you know. So, hey, cuz, Andrew, if you watching, come on the show.
Andrew Bynum.
We'd love to holler at you, cuz. Come on the show. Come on the show. But again, thank y'all because obviously this wouldn't be a good pod and a good show without the chemistry that we all have built. It always flows upstream, never down. We never bogged out. We always keep going and going and going. Shout out to Corey Wootton. Man, I had no idea that Jersey was a lot like Chicago because even though he's from Jersey, you can tell he got a lot of shy in him. That's just that mesh. So shout out to Corey Wootton, great guest, a lot of insight, great topics. Man, I'm wondering why he's not a coach. At least a scout. He was hipping us to some, you know what I'm saying? Like he was on it. He was on it.
Absolutely.
And that's what we love to bring here on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. So shout out to him. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, I'll bring up the rear. Pause. I do want to start off with the chat. I won't go over all the names that JB just went over, but chat was on fire. We appreciate all y'all that said something, and all y'all who did not say anything. But if you did not say anything, you are a lurker officially, but it's okay. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say a word. But as long as you're watching, we appreciate it. So now we want you to like and subscribe. All right. Also, I want to shout out Corey. Man, dude is great. I love Corey, man. He's full of energy. He has a great smile too. Pause. He has a great smile, man. You know, he does look a lot like Christopher Williams. Kareem Akbar, the educated brother from the bank. That is from New Jack City. So, Cool Kennedy, you had it right, man. New Jack City. But any family that I have, I appreciate y'all too. I know y'all might be lurking if you even on here. I usually don't have any family except for the people that I have adopted as family or who has adopted me. Shout out to Plunked.
Hey.
That's going to make a debut episode. Well, actually,
like next week, right?
The comeback episode on Sunday.
Oh, this Sunday, the 3rd.
Yeah, this coming Sunday. So make sure you watch that. It's the story of 2 teams, 1 city. But this is the best team right here.
Sure is.
So Emilio is the resident White Sox guy, and then Kristen Petit is the resident Cubs lady. So it's always a great time listening to them. They really know what they're talking about when they go into baseball. Even though we say, yeah, we really don't know shit, they do know shit. So make sure you check that out. And then tomorrow, make sure you check out She Said What She Said podcast. They're gonna have an amateur boxer. They've never had a boxer on that show before, so it'll definitely be a good one. Her name is Stacy Sharp, and she will be on that podcast tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Like and subscribe. The plugger is on my page. It's also in the group page. So make sure you go join the group, our Facebook group, if you have not done that. And I think, do we have anything left to say?
Shout out to Moore's Beer.
Shout out to Moore's Beer.
And Tilly's.
And Tilly's. And I think that we don't have anything more to say. This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production. We out!
Shout out to my baby.